head coach Brian Rosen. Bluejays won the Creighton Classic with wins over South Florida and Kansas, and they start Big East play this weekend with Xavier and Butler. Brian, give us an update.
Yeah, we're excited to kind of start conference play. We met as a team yesterday to kind of refocus our goals, remind ourselves of just who we are, like what our core values are, like who we are as a program, and like really talk about like how important these matches are moving forward. And although yes, we played this incredible non-conference schedule, like every team and every opponent like brings a different challenge, and so right now it's an 11-1 Xavier team that's playing really well, and like they're going to do a lot of different things than what we've faced in the preseason. So all of our attention's going there now, and excited to get Big East play going.
Questions?
Just kind of want to start personnel-wise. Have you received a definitive diagnosis on Destiny yet?
Nothing definitive. I can't really talk a ton on like medical type things, but I do not think she will play this weekend.
In terms of just the way your team kind of adjusted to her absence, particularly the way Jaya stepped up and handled an expansive role, as you went back and kind of evaluated that, how do you think it graded out in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it was twofold. There was one, like Jaya being incredibly open to taking on the new role with like 2 days notice and like really one practice to go in and do it. And then I think a lot of credit to Anna to trust her with 1 day of practice, like not really knowing what she could do, because we did a lot of stuff with Jaya in the spring, but Anna wasn't there for that. So really like she probably knew the least about Jaya's back row abilities, and so I love that in that South Florida match, like trusted her early, trusted her often, and like continue to go back to her. And I think Jaya's confidence as a defender continued to grow. She has pretty high expectations for herself, and I know like missed a couple early in the Kansas match, and then like really got in a groove and made some really big plays. I know like the one play where she ended up hitting the slide attack out of the back row. Like she had 3 digs I think on that rally, and again. Like Anna finding her at the end of that play was pretty cool.
You talked about the goals that you guys met to review. What does that look like as you enter this part of the schedule?
Yeah, again, like who we are is grit. Like that's kind of been like their word from the beginning, and just making sure that all the actions, like all the decisions that we're making as a team are with that in mind, and with our culture in mind. And like I think something that's made Creighton so special always is it's always a 1 game at a time approach. It's always the next game is our most important match, and that's why like all eyes are on Xavier right now, and just really like taking those like 4 words of grit with intention, which is one of the words, and trust and all those kinds of things that we want to continue to make sure like everything we do and everything we do in practice in our gym like are with those like 4 words in mind.
Did you get what you wanted to out of non-conference play?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, you want to go 12-0, but that wasn't the goal. Like we wanted to grow as a team. We wanted to prove to ourselves that we are good enough to compete with anyone, and I think they did that. And that was another like piece of the conversation yesterday that really wasn't on my agenda. Ava Martin actually kind of like thought it was important to bring that up again yesterday, of making sure like we're continuously reminding ourselves of what the big goals are for this season, and like having a goal in practices to continue to remind ourselves of those. And so I feel like with the exception of honestly like maybe one set, like we were there in every one of them, and so we learned some little things that we need to correct, some runs that we need to stop, and I thought we did a really nice job of that the whole last like week of our preseason. I think offensively we started to click. We were able to start using the right back more, and so I thought you saw like our offensive efficiency like really grow in those last like week and a half of the preseason.
I know she's within earshot, but what have you seen? She does have the least amount of like reps with this team.
Yeah.
What have you observed from Anna in terms of her comfortability orchestrating, giving feedback as well as receiving it from headers, and just kind of the way the offense is kind of meshed throughout the non-conference portion of the season?
I just think her willingness to like adapt and change. Like she came here with like 4 years of offensive experience at her former program, and they did some things in specific ways, and like she wanted to try some of those things, and again, like our coaching staff was like, absolutely, let's try to go faster, let's try some things, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't, and then we were able to kind of figure out like through trial and error, like, okay, like this is the ball that Ava needs, like this is the ball Abby needs, this is the ball Jaya needs, and I think there are a lot of programs out there that are just like, this is our outside set, like outside's figured out, like this is our middle set, like figure it out, and we entrust Anna to be able to have a different set for different hitters, and that's really hard. And she's done an awesome job, even in the middle. Like Kiara and Weezy hit 2 very different balls in the middle, and so like her figuring out like through time, like with each hitter, like with lots of time in the gym, figuring out like what each hitter needs in specific moments, and again, I think that's where you see like everyone's efficiency has like grown throughout these weeks.
You went through the ringer, obviously, during non-conference. Do you feel that prepared you well for what you're going to experience in the Big East season?
Yeah, I think what was great about the preseason is we played like a lot of different kinds of teams, like teams that went super fast, teams that were just huge, teams that went like very middle heavy, back row heavy. So we've kind of seen a little bit of everything that can come our way, and so I'm hoping that like allows us to be prepared for whatever we see on the other side of the net. Xavier this weekend, they go incredibly fast, so like similar to USC, who we've seen this year. They're going to run like lots of different patterns, similar to like what Louisville did. So like I hope that gives us like comfortability that we've seen that kind of team before at a really high level, and we've been able to like be successful in those moments. So I hope that we can always go back to those things, and even if we're having a struggle offensively as an individual or as a team, like going back to like we've been here before, like we know how good we are, and being able to respond a little bit quicker.
I know that the goals for each part of the season, from September to October, November, December, it differs. What is the benefit of segmenting the season the way you guys do with the preseason, Big East play, and then the postseason?
I just think it's important to have like both short and long-term goals, and so like as you get into the preseason, like here's where we are right now, here's where we want to be kind of at the end of this. No different as a coaching staff, like we have that within every practice. Like here's what we want to kind of accomplish within that, and that was kind of the preseason for us. And now like that kind of ended, like take the time to breathe, and now here we go, and like different challenges and different kind of expectation like that gets put on our team, and the huge target that's on our back as you kind of go into conference play. And so like how we handle that versus playing the #1 team in the country where the target's on theirs. So just different mindsets that you have to face.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you.